Good afternoon, 1951 BSA Bantam D1. And today's really about getting the slow to return kickstart spring retensioned. I'm hoping with the Progressive Classics footrest and the high level exhaust that it won't be the usual difficulties with getting access to the clutch pack and taking a look. Fingers crossed we don't have to take the clutch off. You'll see when I get the case off. Forgive the ice cream van in the background. You can see there that the Yamaha clutch basket, clutch pack as I call her, and I haven't got enough horizontal movement on the cam, so the clutch is going to have to come off. And to be honest with you, it's not such a great drama in my experience as taking off the BSA clutch. There's a lot of nonsense talked by a lot of people around the YBR 125 clutch pack being snappy and either on or off, and really that is down to the adjustment of the clutch. I think those people that know me would say that I know my way around a Bantam, and this clutch is far superior, coupled with the Ven Hill Easy Glide cables. It's a one finger operation on a Bantam clutch, and when she's applied in the drive, she bites like a rabid dog. There's no slip, there's no horrible Bantam clutch tool with the circlip around it. And the old guard, yeah, I guess they say the Bantam clutch worked well. It did, but perhaps it's just me. I wanted to enhance my experience with persistently slipping clutch and clutch plates under load, going across quite steep hills and green lanes, and this was my answer. So let's get the clutch pack undone. I'm not going to bore you with it. It's basically the four nuts off here, and then I'll show you the inner workings. So we can see there the Yamaha clutch pack. I've done around 500 miles since she was first fitted, and there's no evidence of scoring or wear on either the drive or the pressure plates. That's good. Fantastic. That's exactly what I'd expect to see from something like Yamaha. Okay, so let's get the clutch off. So I've fitted the universal clutch holding tool, and I'm just going to remove the centre nut. Apologies, my neighbour's drilling and putting up a fence. So just release the tool from the clutch basket, and hopefully we won't need too much force to take the clutch centre off. You can see the needle roller bearing there. Let's just put that down gently. And of course, like any demonstration, live demonstration, workshop demonstration, I should have removed the split link. So let's get the chain off so we can release the clutch basket. So I'll show you when I rebuild a quick trick on how I can fit the primary chain after fitting both the clutch and the engine drive cog. A lot of people try and fit them in a oneer, but I'll show you the trick I use. Let's get that split link off. I won't bore you with that. So let's just remove the clutch basket. I'm going to zoom you out a little bit. You're a little bit close there. So bearing in mind I've done 600 miles, well, just over 500 miles in green lane riding, which is certainly a lot harder riding than tarmac based Bantam riding. I'm just looking for wear and tear and any marks, any witness marks on the clutch basket or the clutch. It all looks good to me. Yeah, I haven't got any issues with the wear. Right, let's get the, look at that spring, at how, I don't know what the word is, forgive me, how untensioned it is, and that's supposed to be fully tensioned. So I'm going to move the camera out and show you how I retensioned this spring. So I'm sure there are many methods of tightening a Bantam Kickstart spring, and I'm just going to show you my way of doing it, which is reattaching the Kickstart and pulling it horizontally towards me till the face of the quadrangle comes off the stop plate, and literally winding it up like an old carriage clock. And I'm certainly not wanting to patronize anybody, but this spring is under a lot of tension. Please wear safety goggles and be careful when you're doing this. And all I'm going to do is wind the Kickstart anti-clockwise to tighten this spring. And if we look at the gaps, it's the easiest way to see it, that when I've put it on, I've obviously been lazy and I haven't tensioned the spring correctly. So let me just show you that process. It's a little bit fiddly and it may not work the first time, but you've got to be careful just to take this movement, horizontal movement off. So you can see there, it's come off the face. Sorry, my fingers are in the way. It's come off the face of the stop, and I'm winding the spring anti-clockwise, and you have to move it past the stop point here just a little bit, only the minimum amount. Keep it close, keep going past here, all the way round, and you're pushing, you're pulling it out minimally across the horizontal axis. Now there you go, she's back in seated. Look at the gap on the spring. Look at the gap, how tight it is. Marvellous. And that is how I tighten a BSA Bantam Kickstart spring. All I've got to do now is do the reversal of what I've done and just basically put the clutch pack back on. And I'll show you a quick trick that I learned when I'm doing a primary drive chain on a BSA Bantam, because you haven't got much clearance behind the space where the chain goes. So this is how I do a split link in a confined area without having to take the engine drive cog off with the clutch basket. I use a tie wrap, and it's quite bad lighting in my garage in that respect, but hopefully you can see there's a tie wrap that pulls them together, and that affords me all the time in the world to use fine nose pliers and put the split link through the back, obviously, then the faceplate, then the spring clip, and then all I do is I cut the tie wrap and pull it off. But that's how I hold it in position. Hopefully you've found this video useful on a little bit about my Yamaha clutch basket. You've seen it inside the D7 engine. I've got Yamaha clutches in all of my Bantam engines, and how to retension the Kickstart spring should it slip or you need to replace the spring using the Kickstart as the tensioner. But please be careful, it is under quite a lot of tension when you finish. Thanks for watching. Ride safe, everybody.